Hi, readers. Welcome to a brand new day on the Bible in a Year Live Project podcast. Today is week 19, day 6. My name is Shane.
And my name is Sharone Dennis. You are also invited to join us every Sunday evening at 6:30 p.m., where we discuss the week's readings live. Zoom details can be found in the description or on our website, Biayl.Project.com. We've been reading from the Names of God version this week, and we'll continue to do so today. Let's dig in. 2 Samuel chapter 8 and 9. David's successes. After this, David defeated and crushed the Philistines. He took control of the main Philistine city from them. He also defeated Moab, made the Moabites lie down on the ground, and measured them with a rope. He measured 2 lengths which were to be killed, and 1 length which was to be spared. So the Moabites became David's subjects and paid taxes to him. When David went to restore his control over the territory along the Euphrates River, he defeated Zobah's king Hadadezer, son of Rehob. David took 1,700 horsemen and 20,000 foot soldiers from him. David also disabled all but 100 of their horses so that they couldn't pull chariots. When the Arameans from Damascus came to help King Hadadezer of Zobah, David killed 22,000 of them. David put troops in the Aramean kingdom of Damascus, and the Arameans became his subjects and paid taxes to him. Everywhere David went, Yahweh gave him victories. David took the gold shields that belonged to Hadadezer's servants, and he brought them to Jerusalem. King David also took a large quantity of bronze from Betah and Berothai, Hadadezer's cities. When King Toi of Hamath heard that David had defeated Hadadezer's whole army, he sent his son Joram to greet King David and congratulate him for fighting and defeating Hadadezer. There had often been war between Hadadezer and Toi. Joram brought articles of gold, silver, and bronze with him. King David dedicated these articles to Yahweh, along with the silver and gold he had dedicated from all the nations he conquered, from Edom, Moab, Ammon, the Philistines, Amalek, and from the goods taken from Zobah's king Hadadezer, son of Rehob. David made a name for himself by killing 18,000 Edomites in the Dead Sea region as he returned to Jerusalem. He put troops everywhere in Edom, and all the Edomites were David's subjects. Everywhere David went, Yahweh gave him victories. So David ruled all Israel. He did what was fair and right for all his people. Zeruiah's son, Joab, was in charge of the army. Ahilud's son, Jehoshaphat, was the royal historian. Ahitub's son, Zadok, and Abiathar's son, Amalek, were priests. Seraiah was the royal scribe. Jehoiada's son Benaniah was commander of the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were priests. David keeps his promise to Jonathan. David asked, "Is there anyone left in Saul's house to whom I can show kindness for Jonathan's sake?" No. Saul's family had a servant whose name was Ziba. He was summoned to come to David. "Are you Ziba?" the king asked him. "Yes, I am," he answered. David asked, "Is there anyone left in Saul's family to whom I can show Elohim's kindness?" "Jonathan has a son who is disabled," Ziba answered. "Where is he?" the king asked. Ziba replied, "He's at the home of Machir, Amiel's son, in Lodabar." So King David sent men to get him from the home of Amiel's son Machir in Lodabar. When Mephibosheth, son of Jonathan and grandson of Saul, came to David, he quickly bowed down with his face touching the ground. "Mephibosheth," David said to him. "Yes, sir," he answered. "Don't be afraid," David told him. "I will certainly show you kindness for your father Jonathan's sake. I will give back to you all the land of your grandfather Saul, and you will always eat at my table." Mephibosheth bowed down again and answered, "Who am I, that you would look at a dead dog like me?" Then the king called for Ziba, Saul's servant, and said to him, "I have given your master's grandson everything that belonged to Saul and his family. You, your sons, and your servants should farm the land for him and harvest the crops so that your master's family will have food to eat. However, your master's grandson, Mephibosheth, will always eat at my table." Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Ziba responded, I will do everything you've commanded, your majesty. From then on, Mephibosheth ate at David's table as one of the king's sons. Mephibosheth had a young son whose name was Michal. Everyone who lived at Ziba's house became Mephibosheth's servant. However, Mephibosheth, who was disabled, lived in Jerusalem. He always ate at the king's table.
1 Chronicles chapter 18. David's success. After this, David defeated and crushed the Philistines. He took Gath and its surrounding villages from them. He also defeated Moab, and the Moabites became David's subjects and paid taxes to him. When David went to establish his control over the territory along the Euphrates River, he defeated King Hadadezer at Hamath. David took 1,000 chariots, 7,000 horsemen, and 20,000 foot soldiers from him. David also disabled all but 100 of their horses so that they couldn't pull chariots. When the Arameans from Damascus came to help King Hadadezer of Zobah, David killed 22,000 of them. David put troops in the Aramean kingdom of Damascus, and the Arameans became his subjects and paid taxes to him. Everywhere David went, Yahweh gave him victories. David took the gold shields that Hadadezer's servants carried, and he brought them to Jerusalem. David also took a large quantity of bronze from Tibhath and Kun, Hadadezer's cities. Later, Solomon used it to make the pool, pillars, and utensils for the temple. When King Tou of Hamath heard that David had defeated the whole army of Zobah's king Hadadezer, he sent his son Hadoram to greet King David and congratulate him for fighting and defeating Hadadezer. There had often been war between Hadadezer and Tou. King David dedicated all the articles of gold, silver, and bronze to Yahweh, along with the silver and gold he had taken from other nations, from Edom, Moab, Ammon, the Philistines, and Amalek. Zeruiah's son Abishai killed 18,000 Edomites in the Dead Sea region. He put troops in Edom, and all its people became David's subjects. Everywhere David went, Yahweh gave him victories. So David ruled all Israel. He did what was fair and right for all his people. Zeruiah's son Joab was in charge of the army. Ahilud's son Jehoshaphat was the royal historian. Ahitub's son Zadok and Abiathar's son Abimelech were priests. Shavsha was the royal scribe. Jehoiada's son Benaiah was commander of the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were his main officials.
This is the word of the Lord. Amen.
See you again here tomorrow.